Ivory soap origin. How ivory soap came by its ability to float. The claim was that ivory soap's unique floatability came about as a result of a manufacturing error. Okay, the word origins means how did this story start or where did it come from? In 1878, managers at Procter and Gamble's soap and candle factory in Cincinnati, Ohio, were puzzled by consumer requests for more of the soap that floats. Okay, Procter and Gamble is the company that produces Ivory. The company had recently introduced a new product called white soap, an offering meant to compete with the fine soaps from Spain that were then taking a fair bite out of the American market. Could white soap be the mysterious soap that floats consumers kept inquiring about? The story that Procter and Gamble had always offered was that the floating soap was the result of an accident. So here's the story they went with. Perhaps Ivory's most famous feature, its ability to float, was the result of an accident. An employee failed to shut off the soap making machine when he went to lunch. When he returned, he found the soap mixture puffed up and frothy. After consulting with his supervisor, the decision was made to finish and ship the soap since the ingredients had not been changed in any way by the longer mixing time. About a month later, Procter & Gamble received orders for more of the floating soap. The people in the order department were perplexed. They were confused or puzzled. Only after some detective work was the mystery solved. The long-forgotten lunchtime accident had produced a floating soap. Because of this employee's supposed error, far more than the usual amount of air was incorporated into that one particular batch of soap. Rather than confess to his screw-up, he sent the over-whipped product down the line. The batch hardened, was chopped into bars, and was sent on to market with no other than the one errant or mistake-making worker and possibly his manager knowing anything was out of place. In 2004, however, a Procter & Gamble company archivist, that's somebody who goes into the records or the history of the company, found information documenting that the floating soap came about through deliberation, not accident. So it was done on purpose and the story really wasn't true. Company archivist Ed Ryder said he has discovered that a Procter & Gamble chemist, James N. Gamble, had previously studied with other chemists who already knew how to make soap float. Gamble was son of company founder James Gamble. Ryder said he has discovered a notebook entry from 1863 in which Gamble wrote, "I made floating soap today. I think we'll make all of our stock that way." The company's early leadership realized that the floating capacity could have marketing appeal, Ryder said. Whatever its origins or its beginnings, consumers or people who buy products love this exciting new product because they were no longer fishing about in murky water for elusive soap they couldn't find. The new white soap refused to get lost, as it would pop up to the surface no matter how many times it was dropped into a bucket or sink. Procter & Gamble was quick to see the advantages of marketing such a product. Orders were given to henceforth produce all batches of white soap as floating soap to meet consumer demand. And in October 1879, the first bar of Ivory soap was produced. Today, Ivory floats because we intentionally, that means on purpose, whip a small amount of air into Ivory as it's being made. This makes the soap lighter than water, so it floats. This process also makes each bar of Ivory velvety smooth and easy to lather. "It floats" was added to Ivory's slogan in 1891. As for where the product's name came from, Procter & Gamble took inspiration from the 45th Psalm in the Bible. "All thy garments smell of myrrh and aloes and cassia out of ivory places." The famous 99.5 99.44% pure slogan came about as a result of laboratory analysis. This famous slogan originated in the 1800s when samples of ivory were sent to college chemistry professors and independent laboratories for analysis. Comparison tests were made with Castile soaps, the standard of excellence at that time. One chemist's analysis was in table form with the ingredients listed by percentage. Harley Proctor totaled the ingredients which did not fall into the category of pure soap. They equaled 56%. He subtracted from 100 and wrote the slogan 99.44% pure. It floats. This became a pledge of quality to ivory consumers. This phrase is so identified with ivory, it's registered as a trademark with the United States Trademark Office.